All right, let's talk a little sports. NFL this week. Last week, the big dogs, most of them lost. Besides the Bills, Bills eked it out against the Giants. The Giants, a lot of times in the second quarter, going into halftime, a lot of teams make so many bad mistakes, and most of the time it's like, oh well, whatever. We already have a second half, but a lot of the times that is the time when you lose the game. The opportunity to either miss points or take points off the board. Tyrod Taylor had the ball, 1 yard line, 2 yard line. It was like 6 zip. I thought they should have took the field goal because when you have no timeouts, anything can happen. They wanted to run a pass play. They could have run a pass play. You throw it to the flat, you still don't make it. You get sacked. Anything could happen. So you don't have the opportunity to run the ball. He caught audible, ran the ball, didn't make it. Now they're causing a lot of hoopla over that one play, but that whole drive had bad clock management from the beginning. They started off slow, and then they had a good pass down to the sideline, and then they was like, "Oh well, let's speed it up." Then they called a timeout. We all know you only need one timeout for the field goal. Let's assume you got to get something out of it, so you use one timeout for the field goal. They could have clocked the ball many times. They didn't do that. They clocked it a few times, but they could have clocked it before. And they were just like, nickel and diming stuff left and right. And the Bills like, oh, you want to do this dumb stuff? Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Because you're going to eventually run out of on the time. Now, obviously, they wanted a penalty. A lot of times when the clock is against you, defenders are taught to lean on you, hold you down. One guy got your foot, another guy trying to use you to help get up, and they land on you and stuff like that. But that's any play. It doesn't have to. That's normal football in a regular play. A regular tackle, they're gonna hold you down and try to push you down and try to use you as leverage to get up, and just to delay the next snap. So it wasn't egregious. It was the same thing that happened on a regular play. But the Giants have so many issues offensive line. That wasn't even like the catalyst of their problem. The biggest problem was clock management and not taking points when they needed it. They would have took those 3 points at the end of the game, the same situation, the drive. They could have just took the three and went into overtime. But they needed a touchdown. And then I thought they should have ran it in the second half also. Fourth quarter, the Bills wouldn't have expected them to run the ball. And they didn't run it, and they passed it in the incomplete pass. And controversial or not, to me the ref shouldn't have anything to do with the last second play. If you want to get open, get open. At the end of the day, you the best, you get open. Guys who are the best get open. At the end of the day, we all know all these rules to benefit the offense. If you can get open, bro. There's no excuses. But the Bills eked it out. The biggest losses were the Philadelphia Eagles and the San Francisco 49ers. The Jets are for real, but the Jets, I don't know if they can hold on. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers had a unique surgery, so he can potentially come back early. I don't believe it. Achilles is still Achilles. Obviously, back in the day, Achilles would be a career ender. Certain injuries would be a career ender. I'm a big baseball fan, so Tommy John, you'll be over. Now, Tommy John, you'll be out for a year. You'll come back sometimes stronger than ever. And sometimes when Achilles, you come back normal, no issue. Obviously, it's more bigger in basketball and stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of guys tear their Achilles and be fine in a year or so many months. This is not a new procedure. It's been around for a while, but for athletes, a lot of time they want you to do the regular one and then a year. But he's a quarterback, so he's not doing a lot of breaking. I think the ones that do breaking, obviously White from the Buffalo Bills, the defender, he'll probably have a regular Achilles repair surgery, opposed to what Aaron Rodgers had, because he's more stationary. He might have to do some left or right, but he's not a mobile quarterback. He's not running every day. He's not doing a lot of cutting. So I think those are the contrasting opinions on which surgery you should get when it repairs. I don't know if the Jets can hold on. The defense is for real, but you still have to have some type of offense. The offense is fine if they don't turn the ball over. I don't think Zach Wilson is as bad as people say he is. The problem is they ask him to do too much. To me, they have to run the ball more consistently, and they'll be fine. They can get a solid run game every game, and then not go in and out. They'll be able to last longer with Zach Wilson. And of course, the Browns. Let me tell you about the Browns. The Browns defensively are playing great football. They've had some challenges offensively because guys have been out. Deshaun Watson has missed a few games. The backup quarterback is out. They're on the third string quarterback with PJ Walker, ex XFL player. And he did enough to win the game. Here's the key to me, and obviously Nick Chubb is out for the season. So they have a lot of challenges offensively. But pregame, San Francisco 49ers, Debo, and the rest of those guys started to try to start a fight with the Browns because historically we know the Browns suck, right? But the problem with being a bully is like you don't know when that bully's going to be mad and be able to beat you. Football is a game every week is something different. You can't say, well, this team is undefeated. We can just beat any team. It don't work like that. You're going to have a tip pass turn into an interception. You're going to have a fumble. You're going to have a bad call. You're going to have a holding on the freaking in the end zone and get a safety. So you're going to have things that happen that's going to change the outcome of that game. So you really can't. You always have to respect your opponent. You can talk trash at the end of the game. You can even talk trash during the game. Never talk trash before the game because anything happens, somebody roll an ankle and you cooked. And obviously they lost. They lost on the kicker. And it is what it is. But don't be a bully. Always remember respect your opponents. Because I'm like, bro, y'all in the freaking what? Debo headbutting somebody with his helmet on. I'm like, you a fool. Headbutting people. So I don't know. It's just ridiculous. I don't understand why, before the game, we've had a couple of, especially this season, we probably had 5 or 6 pre-game fights, like full-on fights. Everybody on the field just going at it. And coaches separated, and then, in the game, they go back, play their game. But, I don't get the understanding. I don't even get the point of pre-game fights because you're going to have enough opportunity to fight during the game. You're going to have enough opportunity when someone tackle you, when you tackle them to legally fight them. This is not hockey, so it's not, mainly about fighting. But in the NFL, to let you get away with so much, whatever, a little punch, shove here and there. But before the game, it's just it's stupid. Everybody warming up. You got fans get there early, take pictures of the stadium, pictures of the field and stuff like that. It makes no sense to me. And I can understand, you're angry, you didn't like what someone said. I get all that. But the point is, during the game, you have enough opportunity to not get fined and still be able to hit them, to not make it look like you have a specific issue with someone. But before the game, all your attentions are out there. Once you out there headbutting somebody, punching somebody, pushing somebody, we already know you have a problem with this specific person, this specific side of the ball, whatever. You make more of your personal problems known instead of playing within the rules of the game. When you can just say, I'm gonna just wait till you come across the middle and light him up. I'm gonna wait until whatever, and But I hope San Fran learns from this because they have injuries, and to me, San Francisco, if they can stay healthy, is the best team in the NFC. The problem is every year historically, the last couple of years since they had the resurgence after the Colin Kaepernick years, they haven't been healthy. Obviously, Brock Purdy was hurt in the playoffs, and the second string quarterback got hurt the same way in the same game. I think they have to keep those three-headed monsters healthy. Obviously, Kittle has some bumping bruises. Brock Purdy has some bumping bruises, and now McCaffrey. So if those guys can't stay healthy, it don't matter how many times Debo Samuel's been injured too. Don't matter how many times you fight during the game to get yourself hyped up and make it seem like you the bully on the block, you will lose. So they're gonna have to stay healthy. They're gonna have to stay focused because I think they can beat Philly if they can stay healthy. Philly has regressed. They're still good, but they've regressed a little bit. But it might not even matter. It really might not matter because if they're not healthy, neither one of them teams will be there. So we'll see. But I think those are two top teams in the NFC. And the AFC, I trust the Ravens. I trust the Detroit Lions. I know the Ravens, Detroit Lions, and I will put the Kansas City Chiefs there with the asterisk because Mahomes is still playing reckless. And Kelsey, I don't know if you can continue the whole Kelsey charade. Eventually, the refs cannot be able to save you. I watched a couple of Kansas City Chiefs games. Kelsey's been hurt. He's had a couple of calls. A lot of the calls have went the way of the Chiefs, and a lot of the league has noticed that. So it's okay to do it in the regular season, first couple of games, but when the games matter more and more, the refs can't just save you because it's going to be more blatant with all the hoopla with who's Kelsey's dating and Mahomes, and can they become a dominant force in the NFL with all these championships and, whatever. So I still trust the Kansas City Chiefs if they can remain focused. A lot of the outside noise, it distracts you. And no matter how much you try to say it doesn't, it does. So, but I trust the Ravens if they can continue to keep Lamar healthy and catch the ball. They had a couple of drops, a lot of drops. So Ravens, Detroit, and Kansas City in the AFC, and I only trust two teams in the NFC: San Fran and Philly. We'll see. Peace.